I have to say, this lady is a friend of mine. We've been corresponding over the years, and I've been very pleased to see her become so successful with this new book. She is a national celebrity now. And, of course, she's a Kenner native. And our friend Donna Brazile joining us here on the Ringside program. Hey, Donna, how are you? Good morning.
I'm doing well, and I want to first of all thank you for your friendship over the years, and also from time to time I learn so much when you go out there and speak truth to power. So I'm just trying to walk in your humble footsteps.
Well, that's mighty kind of you. And listen, I've just been amazed. You've taken the political world by storm here.
Well, my new book, Hacks, the inside story of the break-ins and breakdowns that led to the election of Donald Trump. It's really the story of the hacking last year, the impact it had on the Democratic Party, on the candidacy of Hillary Clinton. But I take the reader inside of what it's like to be chair of a major national political party. I've been chair of the DNC twice. And trust me, there will not be the third time the charm strategy for me. But I wanted to write this book to tell my story, to make sure that every American is aware of the hacking. This is about protecting our democracy, not just, about the elections of, say, Hillary or Donald Trump, but protecting our democracy. And I hope your listeners will read the book and give it out as holiday gifts.
Well, I know a lot of people will do that, and that's a great idea for me to give out. I'm looking for good Christmas ideas, so there you go. Now, I know you were in town the other day. How often do you get back to the New Orleans area, Donna?
Every time I need to make groceries, when I run out of filet and can't find familiar red beans, I come home at least every other month because of my schedule. I've been at Harvard this semester, but I was home in September. I came home again. I had a couple of events in Louisiana, New Orleans, but in Baton Rouge, I wanted to go to my alma mater. I'm donating all of my papers to LSU. So I like to come home, watch the game. Man, can I just talk? Can I get off of politics for 1 minute?
Sure.
Those Saints, man. I mean, they got to stop this 3 minutes to go and look, I am amazed at everybody from Cam to Drew. I mean, the Saints, I wish, had my dad been alive, we would have drank 12 beers in the last 3 minutes of the game. Damn. That was
one of the most amazing victories they've had in years. An incredible comeback. And I think it's going to be one of those special years, I think. They're just sort of on a roll, and it looks like they're unbeatable right now. So, knock on wood, we could be looking at another Super Bowl. I had my Politics with a Punch show, and I know you weren't able to do it, but we had Mike Detillier on, and he was saying that was a possibility. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I think we could see that this year.
I went to the Super Bowl. When the Saints were in the playoffs a couple of years ago, and they were up in Philadelphia playing the Eagles. I went up there, and I was at the Super Bowl in 2009 in Florida. I am a big Saints fan, and then people said, "Well, you're not rooting for the Redskins." Hell no, I'm from New Orleans. I'm rooting for my Saints.
They almost pulled it off. It was a great game. They actually, I have to give them credit. They played well, but we're just a better team. So, and I know it's difficult to get a ticket up there. I know you guys up there go crazy for the Redskins, but hey, down here, as you know, Don, it's sold out every game. So there's a big waiting list for tickets here. So
I was surprised. I was surprised that it was sold out so fast. But you know what? We love our football. We love the Tigers. We love the Saints. And I'm just hoping and praying and that the Saints will go all the way because I think it's a better team than even the team in 2009. So that's my view.
All right. Okay, we got you on record. Now, Donna Brazile, I want to ask you about the DNC. So when you were there, obviously, would you call it dysfunctional?
We were broke. It was dysfunctional. I mean, part of the reason why the hacking took so long for us to figure out what was going on is that nobody got it to the top. The fact that the Russians were in our system for such a long time and nobody answered the call from the FBI, that's one way of looking at it. But, what I was able to accomplish, and I'm proud of it, is that I cleaned it up, I strengthened it, and I left it with $10 million cash on hand. So we came a long way, in that period of about 7 months that I was at the DNC. I'm more worried today about what's going to happen next year in terms of our election. Are we ready? Are we ready? Suppose the North Koreans get this technology.
Right.
Suppose another hostile country to the United States get this technology. What I'm trying to do right now is to increase cyber awareness, cyber integrity, and I'm sure your password is not the word password. I'm sure you don't use 1, 2, 3, 4 to open up your phone. So my book not only talks about the DNC, but it also talks about, the prudent, simple steps we need to take to protect the integrity of our election.
Now, of course, we had, during the elections, we had John Podesta's emails released. We had the DNC emails released by WikiLeaks. And the WikiLeaks says the Russians didn't provide it to him. Do you think Julian Assange is lying?
Every bit of evidence that I've seen and more that has come out in recent days with the Trump campaign coordination or their contact with him, it's clear to me that there was some coordination between the Trump campaign and WikiLeaks. Look, everyone needs to come clean. WikiLeaks should come clean. We need to find out what happened, who tried to destroy the Democratic Party, who tried to interfere and meddle in our elections. Let the truth come out, and then let us clean it up so that we don't have another hostile nation attacking the United States of America. It's about our country. This is not a partisan thing. I want people to stop thinking of this as partisan. Our country was under cyber attack. And we need to focus on how we clean up our election system so that no foreign government can meddle with our election system, our voter registration system, or our computers.
Now, I know you've expressed a lot of concern for the family of Seth Rich, and you considered him sort of a son and expressed a lot of remorse about the death of Seth Rich. Would there be any way that he was the one providing these emails to WikiLeaks and he was killed because of that?
No. Not only once these rumors and the conspiracy started, we wanted to make sure that we figured that out right away. Seth had nothing to do with it. We had his computer, we had his cell phone. Remember, when he was murdered on the streets of Washington, D.C., his wallet, his cell phone, his watch, everything was still on his person.
Right, that's why it's so suspicious, right, Don? I mean, because it wasn't a robbery.
Well, we don't know what it was, and that's why there's an active campaign to try to find who did it and bring them to justice. Seth Rich was a patriot. He was a good, honorable, decent human being. We found no malware, no spyware, nothing on his system. And I would hope that they will allow his parents, Joel and Mary Rich, to just spend this Thanksgiving without their son, knowing that he was an honorable and good person. Seth worked with me. I knew this young man. He was a great young man, and I loved him. And just like any child who comes to work for Donna Brazile, I take care of them. I try to help them. I try to raise them. And you know what? I've done it in my classroom for just Democrats, Republicans, Independents, and everything in between. I want these young people to get involved in politics. I want them to understand that they, too, can run for office one day.
So we need justice for his family. We need justice for his family. We need to get to the bottom of why and who did this.
I agree. And I hope the sooner the better. That's why there's a reward fund to find out who murdered Seth Rich. And let's try to figure out what really happened and not add to what I call the grief that the family has already been suffering.
Donna, you made a lot of news here talking about how this election was tilted toward Hillary and talking about it being rigged for Hillary. Do you think Bernie Sanders and his supporters have a right to be upset at the process in 2016?
Well, Bernie Sanders, I talked to Bernie, and I said I went into the DNC. I conducted a forensic analysis of everything that happened. I found no evidence that the process itself was rigged. For example, the Louisiana primary is set by the state government. It's not set by the DNC. Hillary won with more votes. She won with more delegates, pledged and unpledged. And what I found was a joint fundraising agreement that had an addendum attached to it that gave the Clinton campaign control over 3 different departments prior to the nomination. I found that to be unethical and something that made it hard for me to do my job as chair.
But Donna, didn't that make it hard for Bernie to win if all of those various agreements were in place with Hillary's campaign?
Well, Bernie also had a joint fundraising agreement that he did not follow through on and raise money for. They did, and in exchange for the DNC was broke. In exchange for bailing out the DNC, they put us on a starvation diet. And again, it made it impossible for me to do my job, which is why I said it was cancerous.